Hello, I'm back to talk about the Kaweco Sport Aluminum. And I love this one. This is a rose gold. And as you can see, it matches my nails. Super fun. Um, Very pretty little pen here. I got the chrome clip because it matches the end and it just looks really nice with it. Took me a little bit to really decide which clip I would want, but I really like that one. I'm very pleased with how well it matches the end cap. And this is such a cute little pen. I don't like pocket pens very much, but this one is not like your typical pocket pen where it's very, very narrow barrel. This one's got a nice feel to it. So with this, it's not that big. I have small hands, so it's not that big. It's very small. However, when you open it and you post it, then it's about the size of a regular pen. This is my Pilot Metropolitan, so a little bit shorter. Still on the small side, but it's not such a narrow barrel that it makes your hand cramp when you write, or at least not for me. So I really like this pen because it's compact and it is, but it still has very good hold feel and writing ability. Hold feel, yeah. We'll just decide that that's a thing and start using those terms. Some of the details on this pen are just really pretty. Obviously, the Kawecos all have the facets on here so that it doesn't roll, which is a very nice feature. I really like the end cap. I'll try to do some detail whenever I switch camera angles so that you can see that. It's a screw top and it does post. It posts very nicely. It's actually, I think, meant to post. I have written without it posted, but it's pretty light without it posted. So the post is just kind of a nice, gives it a little bit of weight to it. It's a nice feel. This is a bold nib, and I will do a writing sample in just a moment. But it's a very pretty nib. Let me see if I can get it to focus. I'll have to do it on the close-up shot. But the whole pen overall has a very nice, elegant feel. One of the things with this pen is I got this from a private seller, did not come with a converter. I ordered a standard converter because some of the things online said, oh, it works. It does fit as long as you don't have it pulled out all the way. It did not fit it even close for me. I attempted modifying the converter, it didn't work. But what I have is actually a cartridge that I happen to have on hand. Most of my cartridges did not fit, so I do plan to get a mini converter for this pen, but I had this cartridge that actually came with a Visconti pen that I have, and I was able to get this one to fit. It took a little bit of finagling because it was still on the larger side and it's very loose in there. So I have to play with it a little bit and make sure it's in there tight whenever I take it out. But I just haven't had a chance to get a mini converter yet. So my suggestion for this pen is either get a Kaweco converter, mini converter, or make sure you have a smaller cartridge, because my standard, I don't think I have one on here, my standard Lamy cartridges were too wide in diameter. So it wasn't that they were too long, it was that they didn't even fit past this circle. They were too wide to even go into the hole. So yeah, sorry, I bumped my camera. That is something to watch out for. You want to make sure you get the mini converter, not the standard converter for Kaweco. Alright, I'm going to switch camera angles and show you some writing samples. Okay, so some detail work of this. It is a very pretty, elegant pen, and it has some nice features and scroll work, or not scroll work, but just the etching on this pen is just very, very pretty. I really like, this is kind of a silly thing, but I really like how the clip fits right around the Germany part. It just is a nice little spot for it for me. That's why I have the clip where it is. I don't have it higher or lower because I just love that it's framing the Germany right there. It just kind of fits nicely. This is the end cap. It's got the Kaweco logo there. It's really nice. But it's very shiny. I like that a lot. I like shiny. I do like rose gold. It's actually an accident that my nails match the pen. I'm not like a huge like rose gold fan. I like it, but it's not like my favorite color or anything like that. But this has pretty much won me over and made me like rose gold a lot more. The nib, if you're a nib person, I definitely am, is very pretty. It's got some really pretty scroll work on the tip there, and then it's got the Germany. This, as you can see, is a bold nib, and right now I just have a black ink in here, so we will do, this is the, let me see if I can do this without looking through the camera because that always confuses me. This is the Kaweco AL for aluminum Sport. And it's a bold nib. And it's got such a smooth gliding feel. It's definitely got that just that polished feel where there's no scratchiness, there's no catching, none of that. It's I mean, this is probably typical for more of the bold nibs, but it is such a nice, it just glides over the page. I really, really like this nib. This is one of my favorite nibs for work, or favorite pens for work. I know I said that in my last review as well, but it's true. I use several different pens at work, and this one I like because I actually clip this onto, I have to wear a badge, and so my lanyard, I can clip this onto my lanyard when I'm out and about, and it's small enough and it stays on really well. I'm not afraid of it falling, and it writes right away. I have no issues with it writing. In fact, even if I keep it uncapped for a little bit, it doesn't dry out very quick. So let's just test that. We'll just leave it uncapped while we talk about this for a little bit. It is a really nice pen. Funny story, actually, because I did not know that you should not eyedropper metal pens. I actually eyedroppered this one when I first got it because after I realized my cartridge didn't fit, or my converter didn't fit, and I couldn't find a cartridge that fit in my stash, and I'm a very impatient person. And in fact, I need to do some more cleaning on the threads here. As you can see, there's still some ink in there, probably from the silicone. It got stuck in there. But I'm a very impatient person, so I eyedroppered this, and then I had posted in a group, and several people said, do not eyedropper it because it's metal, and you can't eyedropper metal pens. So I did some research and learned, for those of you who do not know, that the reason why you should not eyedropper metal pens is not that you can't, it's that you should not. And the reason is because over time the ink will cause the metal to corrode and it will ruin your pen. So it's not an immediate like, oops, I just ruined my pen right now. It would be takes time. So I did immediately clean the pen very well. Obviously not well enough, but I thought I did it pretty well that day. I'm still going to do some more cleanings to make sure that I didn't ruin my pen for good. But so it sat for a few days without anything, and then one day I decided, let me try this particular cartridge. So now that I've sat and talked for a little bit, let's just see how well it writes. And look at that. It is beautiful writer. It can sit uncapped for a while and still write so easily. I really love this pen. It is a fantastic workhorse pen. I really want to get some more Kawecos. This was my first Kaweco, so I don't have any others, but I would like to get some more. I would like to get some more sports actually, but I'm always wanting to try more styles when I find a brand I like. And I would love to try some of their other nibs and just see how smooth they are. Maybe it's the Bold is their best one, but it could also just be a good brand. So we'll have to see. Only time will tell once I get more pens. All right. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Okay, let me do a little bit of close-up shots here of the clip. So there's the Kaweco name and just their pretty clip design. I really like this clip. It's just very elegant, and I love that shiny edging. I like shiny things. One thing about this clip that really, really I love, and it's kind of a silly little feature, but it just fits perfectly around that Germany. Frames it very nicely, which is why I have the clip located where I do. It's a good position. It works very well on as the length of the pen, but that is one of my just little small features that I love about it, but it's very, very nice. This is the end cap. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Keeps trying to focus on my fingers. It's got the Kaweco logo. That's very pretty also. And as I said, this is the chrome clip, and so it matches the detailing on the end. It's got a little nice divot there. Just very, very simple pen, but very pretty. I just love the look and feel of this pen. It's very smooth feeling and looking, and the nib itself has some beautiful scroll work, and it's got the Kaweco logo once again. It's a bold nib. Now I'll show you in a minute, but the bold is actually not as bold as you would think. It's more a medium in my opinion, but it's a very nice nib. The feed has the Kaweco logo as well, which I kind of like. I like the branding to be pretty obvious, because I just imagine one day this could be a vintage pen, and then it's very clear if it's got all its original parts or not, and you have no question of what pen is it, that kind of thing. So that's a really nice feature. And I'm leaving this uncapped while I talk about it purposefully, because I want to show you how quickly, it keeps focusing on the wrong spot. I want to show you how quickly it starts writing even after it's been uncapped for a while. Because this is one of the features about this pen that I love. And a quick story, I actually did not know that I needed a mini converter for this pen. I ordered a standard converter, and when I got the pen and the standard converter did not fit, I decided, well, I'll eyedropper it. So I eyedroppered this pen, and then I read some more and found out, oh, it's not that you cannot eyedropper a metal pen, but you should not, because for those of you who don't know, the ink can actually corrode the metal over time. So it's not a problem. Like, I didn't ruin my pen for trying it once, but if I would have left it, it could have ruined it over time. So I did immediately take it apart. I did not leave it because I didn't want to take the chance even a little bit, because I really had been excited to get a Kaweco. This is my first and so far only Kaweco, but hopefully not my last, because I really like this brand. But it is, I immediately cleaned it up, and then I waited until I found a cartridge that fit. And like I said before, I do plan on ordering a mini converter. I just, I didn't have a lot of patience. That's why I tried the eyedropper. All right, so let's write. And as you can see, I had the cap off for quite a while, and it goes straight to writing just fine. No dry spots at all. So that is one feature of this pen I really like. It doesn't dry up very easy. I love the size of it because I can clip it on my lanyard at work and have a pen with me at all times. And I apologize for the focusing issues. I'm trying to get it to stay focused where I want it. So this is the Kaweco AL for aluminum sport. And it is just a really nice pen. It works really well, and as I showed you, it doesn't dry out uncapped. I mean, it sure would eventually, but you can definitely use it in a meeting, put it down for a minute, talk about things, look at something, pick it back up, finish your meeting. Goes really well with the nails that I've got going right now. I'm not a huge one for rose gold accessories, but this pen is starting to change my mind on that. It is absolutely gorgeous. So this is a bold nib, according to Kaweco, but I am going to show you, I only have a couple bold nibs. I have this one, and I have a TWSBI. So I'm going to show you compared to the TWSBI 700, so that you can kind of see the difference in the lines. So as you can tell right away, that's quite a difference in variation. This is a bold nib. And in fact, the Kaweco I use at work, I use on my notes, I use in my day planner, and I have no issue with the size of the nib or the ink line. But the TWSBI I only use for more specific writing because it's such a thicker line. It's not as handy to work in like a small calendar square or something like that. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for more of an actual bold nib, you may want to go with a different nib, different pen. But this is a great workhorse pen. It's a great travel pen. I am not a huge fan of most pocket pens because of how small they are. I believe I said that already. But this one is a really good in between. It's not as tiny as most pocket pens, but it's not a regular size pen. So if you are looking for something a little more compact, this is a great way to go. So there you go. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.